90% of people reading this haven't subscribed. Why?
Just do it!
We're back with that every other Tuesday special, except for that one Tuesday that we don't talk about where Guardian Tales failed to give us a new hero. But today we have Android MK99.
It's a trap!
And I'm going to stop acting overhyped about it. Let's be honest about this champion. There's a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to MK99, and a lot of it has nothing to do with her. As just about all of you know, we are entering season 2 of Guardian Tales. Season 1 ended in a really healthy state, in my opinion. There were definitely a couple of meta-defining heroes like Future Princess Nari and Agma, and then there were a whole bunch of tricks and changes through like characters like Garam and Beth, and we're gonna probably see a lot more of that, if not scaling harder into season 2. So MK99 I'm labeling as a trap, but in the normal way that every other human being on Earth labels a trap. So yeah, MK99 is cool looking. She does some cool things. She does okay damage. She gives you that beloved range attack up. But if we're being honest, guys, don't fall for the bait. We have a lot of things on the horizon here in season 2. And we know for sure that these goddesses and archangels are coming to the game because we already have Piltvis, we already have Gabriel, we already have Beth, and we already know that 2 of the 3 of those are meta defining once they came out. And to be honest with you, Piltvis has been kind of a PvE staple for a very long time, or at least in my opinion, I think she's really strong. Definitely needs a buff, but I think because she's the free 5-star that you get in everybody in the game, it can't be but too strong. Anyways, besides that, we know characters like Lilith that are coming out are going to be stupid OP when they come to the game. They have to be. They're going to be like the big bads of the game. They're going to be the things that define a lot of things. And if they don't come to the game, we're going to be having their underlings come to the game and do some powerful things. And honestly, guys, Android MK99 is kind of like a buck a barrel type of unit when it comes to how it plays out in the current meta. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It definitely has its place in how things happen. But is it going to be around in 3 months? Definitely not, in my opinion. I don't see how this really cuts through anything. This is kind of like the super version of Hecate with a little bit of Nari thrown in there now. So I'm cautioning you, we're going to get into this character, but I honestly recommend, despite how good I say she is in the process of the current meta, to not roll for her unless you just really like her design. Because remember, this game is about having fun. All of these units are viable. 100% of them are viable. Some are just a lot more meta defining than the others. And to be honest with you, if you're not having fun in this game, you're not playing the game correctly. So shut up, play what you want to play. Stop listening to this video. My advice is not that important. Go have fun. Okay, here at Android MK99, we got a ranged light here with the rifle accessory. Heaven Holds Protector Hainholds. Woo! She uses 2 types of attack mode. Beam Magnum fires multiple energy beams in rapid succession, and Beam Cannon fires an energy beam that penetrates the enemy. Chain skill, Beam Saber. Wait, let me go back to this. I freaking hate this company. Every time I push out a new statistic or a new way for me to define things like Noxia and things like that through my statistics, they go and they do crap like this that makes it so much harder for me to, now your auto attacks I have to factor in twice and write new equations to push them together and crap like that. Pisses me off. Anyways, chain skill cuts through the enemy with a light blade to inflict melee damage. That's 525%. You know what? Screw that. We're going back to this. Okay, this game is utter BS when it comes to trying to make math around it. It's like trying to convince those people in the Middle Ages that air and oxygen is a brand new concept. Yeah, it's always been that way. Yeah, if you press that button, it does damage. But you know what? Maybe things under the scenes are supposed to be working differently. Maybe you could manipulate properties to do certain things or maximize the output like you could with oxygen. You know, like you could make it explode and stuff like that, or make water. But no, Guardian Tales over here is like, no, I don't want you to know the truth behind the numbers. Let the numbers be as confusing as possible. Just play for the waifu. Okay, back to the abilities. Special ability, Tactical Command. Her damage increases by 25% when there are no enemies within 3 tiles, and she takes 25% less damage when enemies are within those number of tiles. Okay, so basically, this champion on paper looks really strong when it comes to game mode like Coliseum. It'll be pretty hard for things like this, the special ability, to really take place in arena. I think this type of ability does come with a skill gap, but once you have like gap closers that can really close in on someone that's running away from you nonstop, this type of ability really takes a hit. The range attack plus 50% is strong. The skill attack plus 10% is great. Weapon skill regen plus 4% and 5% shield increases on Battlestar is all very okay to strong. Overall, she's a really, really strong unit just on paper here. Let's look at her exclusive weapon, Omega Blaster. So we're tapping out around 3,000, which is pretty okay for an epic rifle. I believe that there are some that tap out a little bit higher than that. I believe Veru's weapon is one of those. Light attack, 1269, 1394. Critical hit chance 6%, which is kind of low for someone that has the kit that she does. You would definitely want to see that scale up because she doesn't really have a high base crit. Magazine size of 12, HP 24%, defense 12%, skill damage 18%. Android MK99 only. The explosion range and the damage of beam magnum increases by 25%. The size and damage of beam cannon's energy boom increases by 25%. So basically it's just a flat 25% buff to her. The extra range is pretty important if you're going to be playing her in arena. Things like Coliseum and the sort, I guess it could be pretty useful, but basically if their enemy champion's hitting the backline, it doesn't really matter anyways. They're just going to stick on top of you. Honestly, when we're looking at her, it's a pretty solid character. I'm going to go ahead and put on screen a little bit of her animation cycle. And as you can see, the animation cycle in itself is pretty strong in the way that it's calculated. We can honestly see a lot of potential for this character, and it does look incredibly fun. I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to the two people that went ahead and sent me information related to this character, and Peanut Butter Berry Jam and Redhead Mad Panda Trio. That's right, the Redhead from the Mad Panda Trio sent me some information. Be jealous. Guys, that's all you're gonna get from me on this hero. I think that she's worth owning if you think she looks like fun. If you're trying to play for the meta, I think I would pass on her. She may find some play here in the early days, but I definitely don't see her lasting a long term. So it depends on how you want to define a character's viability. If you're playing for, the next month, then yeah, she's very viable. Deciding to play and pay specifically for the long term, I think I would skip. We definitely know a lot better is on the horizon. So overall, mecha waifu is a trap in my book. Peace.